Hello, boys and girls. Lord Hawkeye here again, and Blizzard just did their press release about Mists of Pandaria, and I just wanted to sum up all the points that I found interesting, at least to me. First and foremost, as you've no doubt figured out by now, is that they've released the pictures for the female Pandaren. A lot of people have compared her to the female dwarf's body, and yeah, I can see the resemblance, but overall, do think she looks good. I just might change my main character to one, if for no reason other than that Pandaren racials do seem to help me better. And I'll probably make my rogue into a worgen, because that seems to fit better. Anyways, let's take a look at what else we got here. Let's see some of the main key points about the plot and everything. The final patch of Mists of Pandaria will be the Siege of Orgrimmar. Both factions will lay siege to the city and bring down Garrosh Hellscream and end his reign as war chief. Awesome. I always hated that guy. Yeah, kind of weird how it worked like that. Well, I'm sure there's probably more story to it than we're being told. At least I hope. But let's see. The new Looking for Raid loot system will allow everyone to roll individually. The highest few rolls will win an item from the boss. If you win the roll, if the boss has an item you can use, you win it. If he doesn't, you get some money. It will only be in Looking for Raid to begin with, but can be added to other parts later. So it basically means no more loot getting wasted, which is ultimately good. An 11th character slot will be added so that we can make our monks, as I know I will. Let's see. Oh, I love this. AoE looting. Yes! I always said if there is anything that World of Warcraft should copy from the Old Republic, it's AoE looting. My wish has been granted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, there will not be an item squish in Mists of Pandaria. Yeah, this was something they were talking about earlier, because some people were concerned about the numbers of stats and damage just getting out of control. There was talk about possibly squishing the numbers down, like dropping them by a factor of 10 or something like that. But it seems they've decided not to do that, and personally, I don't think it would have been a good idea to do that anyway. Okay, no new race models to be ready to be added yet. Now, hope we get those. There will be 9 level 90 heroics for players, as well as 3 raids with 14 raid bosses and 3 difficulties. There will be an additional 2 world bosses. That's it. Sounds pretty good. Scenarios. This is something they mentioned earlier. It's basically where you get together with 3 of your friends and you do some scenario. It's not quite a dungeon. It's like because it doesn't require a tank, a healer, and all that. It can be done with any class makeup, and you could think of it like a PvE battleground or something like that, possibly. That's my assessment of it. We don't know too many details yet. But anyway, they will take place at level 90 in an instance and will reward reputation and valor points. You don't need a healer, tank, or whatever. Each will take 10 to 30 minutes to complete, and 5 or more will be available for launch. Sounds good. Challenge modes. This is where you try to complete a dungeon as fast as possible, and you're given a standard set of gear for it, so you cannot outgear these challenges. Okay, if you earn all the medals at bronze level, you will be rewarded with an achievement and a title. The silver medal will get you a set of transmogrification gear. Very nice. And all the gold will get you a unique flying mount. Okay, sounds good. And the Pandaran's mount are called Cloud Serpents. I don't think we've gotten a picture of them. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen one around here. Oh, and here's something neat. The Tillers faction. You will get to run your own farm. The Farmer's Market will provide daily quests to improve your farm every day. You'll be able to clear plots of land and plant things like cooking ingredients, herbalism nodes, gifts for your NPCs to build faction, etc., etc. Warlocks got the most class changes in Mists of Pandaria, along with a new set of pets, so hooray for them. There will be more mounts and less color swaps for different rewards. Good, good. They will be adding armor to creatures to give them a more varied appearance, something other than just simple color changes. Nice. Let's see. There will be 7 zones, up from 5. Yes, the 2 new zones are the Krasarang Wilds. I think I got that right. It's on the southern continent. Seems to be where the Mogu are plotting their plots, whatever it is. They're these ogre demon guys who used to run the island until the Pandarians rose up and overthrew them. But looks like now they're trying to get their power back. And the Dread Wastes. There's no details given, but from what I've seen, this is basically where the Shah have begun to spread across the island. The Shah being these negative energy beings. We haven't been told too much about them, but that's what they effectively are. Anyways, let's see, moving on. There will be 1 new arena and 2 new battlegrounds, so there you go, PvPers. PvP pet battles, going to be fun and casual, only tracking the number of wins and not the number of losses. When fighting another player, you cannot see other players or communicate with them. Okay, monks, every race except Goblin and Worgen can be monks. Sad face. Anyways, the pre-missive Pandaria patch will be roughly 2 weeks before launch and bring simple rewards. It might involve the scenario about with Theramore getting attacked by the Horde, and it's possible Chen's Storm Stout might make an appearance, which would be pretty awesome. And there you go. There's also a list of monk skills and talents. I'm not going to go over everything, it's going to get pretty boring. So I'll just sum up the key points. The Monk Brewmaster, the tank, he's got some interesting things. One that I find very funny is Drunken Haze. You hurl a keg at the enemies, reducing their movement speed, and they have a 3% chance to have their attacks misfire and hit themselves instead. Which I find absolutely hilarious. Let's see. Now, their mastery ability is the interesting thing. Monk Brewmaster has an ability called Stagger. Sometimes when he's hit, he will take only 50% of the damage now, and then the other 50% 3 seconds later. However, the aftermath damage is reduced based on how much mastery he has. It's like 14.5% now, and every point of mastery reduces it by an additional 1.1%. So it seems that the Monk Brewmaster is focused on spreading damage out much more evenly, which I'm sure will make it nice for healers. Let's see now. The Mistweaver, the healing spec. This has got to be a very interesting healing spec because a lot of it requires action on the part of allies in a lot of cases. Like, he summons statues that heal people if they click on them, and he summons patches of healing and spheres of healing and stuff like that. If you move through it, you get healed and stuff like and all that sort of thing. So, and what's most interesting of all is that the Mistweaver appears to be expected to melee as well as heal. So that'll definitely be interesting too. So think like a disciplined priest except melee. So that's definitely something new, and I hope it works out well for him. The Windwalker is the monk some DPS spec. Well, not much to say about this. It's pretty much what you'd expect. He runs in, he beats enemies up. Let's see. Okay, the monk's baseline abilities. We've got some neat things here. Oh, I love this one. Grapple a weapon. You fire off a rope spear, and you steal the enemy's weapon and shield, which actually can increase the damage or healing you've done temporarily. Oh, that's gonna definitely be fun to see in action. Let's see. They can roll, which is potentially nice, and oh, and here's something that caught my eye. Touch of Death. You exploit the enemy target's weak point, instantly killing them. Only usable on non-player targets who have equal or less health than you. So yeah, the monk is now the first class to actually have a death attack. Its use is limited, as well it should be, but interesting. We also got talents here. I'll be providing a link if you want to read this in more detail, but yeah, this is all very interesting, I have to say, and thanks for all the new info is good. I'm sure I had my suspicions that a faction leader would be a final boss in this. I didn't think it was going to be Garrosh. I was expecting it to be Sylvanas, but who knows? Maybe we will get to fight her anyway, because hey, Lord knows she's got it coming to her. So, that's the press release from Miss Pandaria. I'll provide links so you can read this in more detail if you wish. And that's my take on it. I greatly look forward to this, and I still will be covering the beta when it comes out. Until then, be aware and be wise.